What is going on, everyone? DJ's here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay analysis. It's time for that weekly dose of that Advanced Wars game, nutty Advanced Wars game, mind you. This time it involves yours truly. That's right, I am in this nutty game. And a lot of you really liked that game I did versus Shiyu, where I had a more in-depth breakdown of my game and plan and tactics, etc. I'm going to do the same here. It's going to have less jokes, a little less goofiness, a little more in-depth analysis, some applicable lessons learned that I learned that you guys can learn from, just how to play better in Fog in general, and just, you know, general Advanced Wars by Web tips. So I think this will be a very informative video. I think you'll learn a lot and it will improve your gameplay, so I recommend watching the video in its entirety. Anyways, this game happened in the global leagues, me versus Mr. Brasmak. And Mr. Brasmak, for some background, is a 1200 level player. I was about 1400, 1450 at the time. I had been dipping up and down. I had a bit of a tilt. Went out of Advanced Wars by Web for about a month, came back, was loving life, shot up in the ratings. So this was up on my climb up. He was a 1200 level player, you know, a strong player, top 10% or whatever, according to statistics, but I kind of took him a little bit easy. Things people don't really like to address in Advanced Wars by Web or Advanced Wars in general is the psychological aspect. Overestimating your opponent, underestimating your opponent. Your gameplay changes who you're playing versus. I play completely against versus Tordred than I do against Starflash. Likewise against higher level players, lower level players. Typically, I notice when I'm playing lower level players that typically play more conservative versus me because they're scared that they might make a mistake and lose a unit and then they just lose early. So they typically play very conservative versus me. I've noticed this, and I kind of use this to my advantage. I can get away with some wonky stuff, and the opponents won't be able to address it accordingly. So the psychological aspect is a huge part of Advanced Wars by Web, and that's actually one of my favorite parts of the game, is playing mind games with your opponent. Overextending, maybe luring them into an attack that maybe they don't want to take, or maybe lure them into an artillery strike and then you destroy them later on. So a lot of psychological aspects, and I'll go through it while we go through the game. But yeah, Mr. Brasmak, a 1200 level player. I took him a little easy on this map. I'll go through it when we get to the turns. Strong player, but I was a little lackadaisical. I took him a little lightly, as I shouldn't do, but I do that sometimes because I had like 5, 6, 7 games going on at the same time. I didn't devote as much time to this game as I did for Tordred or Reimer's Nightmare of Hienku or any of that stuff. So anyway, so the psychological aspect. But for now, let's look at the map right here. It is Seashoals. It is currently in the Global League as of the recording of this video. Base light map, 2 bases, 1 airport, tucked in the way back in the corner over here. So the airport is there. You typically, in base light maps, copter is a lot more important because you want to build up your unit count. So even though the airport is tucked back in the corner, you typically do want to do some copter spam because if you're only producing 2 units a turn, you're not going to have that many units, so you typically only have 3. So you want to have a tank, an infantry, a copter, etc. Just a combination of air units and land units. For that reason, I didn't really quite agree with Brasmak's Drake choice here, but we'll get to that after the CO matchup portion. But this is a smaller map, no contested sort of contested comm towers, but the real contested properties is a straight line down the middle in these corner properties. You can just take a nice diagonal line, and those are the contested properties in this game. There's a lot of nice force as well. You can plop an artillery here and really control these 2 properties. Likewise, this one over here, you can stop caps or enforce the caps. You can put an artillery here. You can cap and dare someone to attack into it. Then you just blast them to smithereens with the artillery. So artillery is actually quite viable on this map. I do love using artillery on this map. Tanks are, of course, great as always. Recons are great because there is a lot of roads, some shoals over here. And there's not that many mountains, so you're going to need recon presence in the middle. In the sides, you can use your infantry for mountain vision, but you're typically going to need a lot of recons on this map. Typically, I go earlier recon, maybe day 3, maybe day 5, 6, whatever. But usually you see the conservative tank build on this map. Most times people are playing versus me, they play very conservative, so I was expecting a day 5 tank. Maybe this is the tank chain after that. Maybe an early copter, but he's Drake, so I didn't expect that from him. But this is a very standard, smaller, base light map. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's not terrible. But these typical maps, they kind of go one direction. Early recon, then tank pressure, and just a bunch of tank wars. And usually the game's over by day 10 or something. But anyway, let's talk about the CO matchup right here. So typically on this map, you're going to see Kindle time and time and time again. 2 base light maps with 1 airport. You're going to see Kindle so many times. She is the best on this map. There's a reason I didn't pick her. I wanted to counter pick Kindle. And I think there's a reason Brasmak didn't pick Kindle. He wanted to counter pick Kindle. Because typically, Kindle's weakness is not Andy. She's going to plow through Andy. It's not Sonya, because she's going to plow through Sonya. It's typically the global damage COs. And Drake and Rachel, while Rachel doesn't have global damage, she does have the covering fire, which inflicts a lot of damage onto Kindle's units. For that reason, we kind of counter pick versus Kindle. Kindle's has to be very aggressive versus the Drakes, versus the Rachels of this world, because if she doesn't have an income advantage, she's going to get blasted to smithereens when that tsunami comes, when that covering fire comes. So she has to exert a lot of pressure, get an income advantage. So the onus is on the Kindle player to be the aggressor in the game, to play better, because if you don't play better as Kindle, if you play equal versus Kindle, you're going to lose. You have to outplay your opponent. You can't play to equality when you're playing Kindle. You have to outplay your opponent. Unless they're Andy, unless they're Sonya, then you can play equal and have at it. But that's why we both went counter picks. It's kind of funny here, but I would definitely pick Rachel over Drake in this matchup because of the 2 base. If it was 3 base, maybe I'd entertain Drake. But since it's 2 base and the airport is going to be quite important to pumping out more units, I would not pick Drake. Typically, global damage is also not that great in 2 base. But if you have nice proliferation, it can be quite useful. I chose Rachel for that reason, not weak in the air units, but also has that bit of global damage, a bit of both, best of both worlds. It's base light maps. There's only 2 bases. There's going to be a limited amount of units. Covering fire is going to blast a bunch of infantry to smithereens because you're not going to have so many infantry to divert all the missiles because there's not going to be that many units. There's going to be like 18 to 24 units rather than 30 to 36 units or whatever in a 3 base map. So it's going to be harder to divert those covering fire missiles. And I rarely pick Rachel, like very rarely. I think I picked her in Global League maybe once or twice. The rest are like goofy games I play with friends or something. I very rarely pick Rachel. So this is a very rare just Rachel pick. So maybe there was some, and another counter pick, Rachel to Kindle. You use your Kindle Urban Blight or whatever. Rachel heals up 3 HP instead of 2 HP, so you completely heal all your units that were Urban Blighted by Kindle. So that's an extra little boosty in terms of the counter pick for Kindle. So I was ready for a Kindle. I was like, bring on the Kindles of the world. I'm ready. I was a little scared of an Andy. When I saw Drake, I was like, okay, Drake's fine. I wanted a Kindle matchup. I didn't want an Andy matchup. Sonya, Drake, whatever, it's whatever. So anyway, without further ado, let's actually get into this game right here. And I'll go through my thought process as every single turn goes through. So Brasmak is player 1. He's in the mean greenies. Let's make him actually face the other way. He's a little confused over there. So he's at the bottom, I'm at the top. Now, first thoughts here. I made a mistake right here. I was talking to Go7 before the game. I'm like, hey, I got this game on Seashoals. I'm thinking of a T-copter opening. I'm feeling wild. He's like, do you, man, do you? Didn't really say much about it other than that. I should have actually gone for these bases over here. I should have gone from over here. All right, let's see. Was I at the bottom? I should have gone for this base over here, because you need to go in the middle as soon as possible. There is a chain over here, yes, but you want to get your infantry over here before the recons come in, before the tanks come in. You want to capture these as early as possible, because it's going to be hard to get them later on in the game when you're brawling, when you have the global damage. So when you're playing versus Drakes, Olaf, Hawk, Rachel, etc., you want to get your properties early and hold on to them, because it's going to be near impossible to get them later on in the game when all your infantry are 8 HP or 4 HP or etc. So I should have gone forward with my infantry instead of going for this back, because I wasn't going to go for the T-copter opening after all. I changed my mind after day like 3. The calculations didn't really add up. I should have calculated beforehand, but I didn't. That's the first just mistake of the map, was just winging it, like, oh, whatever, like, T-copter might work. Let's see if it does. Like, I should have calculated it in the move planner, knowing which turn I would be able to do it. Brasmak here also makes a kind of a blunder right here. He's going for this chain over here. This. It's kind of entertaining, but at the same time, it might interfere with your tank builds later on in the game. I think it will actually interfere with his tank build. He should have immediately gone for this property and for this property, and then next turn maybe send one of them back over here or both of them back over here. But you really want to get your infantry going forward to this space and this space early. So at least he goes on the bottom one over there, but let's see how it interferes with his builds. So far, so normal, other than those 2 anomalies. And he goes for a day 3 recon, so it does not interrupt the day 3 recon build. Now, like I said earlier, I was not expecting a day 3 recon. People who are lower level typically play conservative versus me, because they have to really outplay me if they're going to be doing some really wonky stuff, because I typically adapt quite quick. So I was not expecting a day 3 recon, even though they are quite common on this map. Like I said, there's a lot of roads, there's a lot of shoals. You want recon presence in the middle because you have no vision, so you might as well invest in some recons early. And plus, early advantage of recons, you can attack before the comm towers are taken, so a tank hit will less likely to one-shot it if it's on a road. So recon actually is better in the early game before your opponent gets the comp tower, when it's easier to one-hit KO. So it has a chance of living at 1 HP, 2 HP, and then you can just use it for vision the rest of the match rather than actually exerting pressure. So I do not go for an early recon. I was like, maybe T-Copter. Then I realized I had 5k instead of 6k. I was like, oh, if I had one more k here, I probably would have built a T-Copter, but I miscalculated because I had no idea what I was doing. So he moves his recon to the middle. Some people like to opt for the corners. Some people like to opt for the middle. Typically, I would probably opt for the corners in this situation, just because you're going to typically expect more tanks in the middle in the early game, just for maximum flexibility. So he goes for an early recon. He cannot afford another tank. He might be able to afford one next turn. He will be able to afford one next turn. So I guess this skip over here was not a huge deal so far. It might impact him later on in the game, but I'm able to build the first tank because I'm playing conservative. I didn't build a recon. I didn't build a T-Copter, and I'm going to be able to start a tank chain. I'm going to have 9k next turn, just tank, tank, tank for the rest of the game. Quite simple, pretty standard. The recon actually goes from this base and goes upward rather than going just from this base over here. I don't quite understand why the recon is going up here rather than the side over here, but you know, more power to Brasmak. He likes to switch it up. And now he builds his first tank over there. And he will be able to do a tank chain now. He will have exactly 8k. So this actually did not bite him in the ass so much. So maybe that's the meta. I don't know. But I still don't quite like that skip right there. Maybe it'll pay off. But so far, he's not getting really punished for it. So he's working pretty fine. I haven't even begun to cap these three. So, you know, more power to him. Maybe that's the meta. I didn't know what I was doing. I just kind of winged it like I normally do. Start my tank chain. And you notice I first built my tank over here. I'm playing extremely conservative. I put tank over here, tank over here. I'm dabbling around. I'm waiting for some recons. If he attacks the enemy, that's fine. I want to capture this property bad. I want to capture this property bad. You know, I want to establish control of the middle. I want to have my infantry capping, and if they do get interrupted, I want to be able to smack them in the face with a tank. I want to have at least some counterplay. So this recon is doing some freaky stuff over here. Doesn't really know what to do with himself. He doesn't want to reveal himself because he might think I'm on the city, maybe? And by going here, and he can't really plop on a city, so he's just kind of doing donuts in the parking lot for some reason. So this recon's not really accomplishing too much so far. And he builds a tank, and now he builds 2 more recons. Now this is, like I said, not quite standard play. The early day 3 recon was not that strange other than its pathing, but now he goes 2 recons after a tank, which is, you know, okay. Not expecting that. So I go my typical little standard build. In my other games, I played a little more crazy, but this one I was just playing on autopilot, like, oh, I'm playing Torture and all this, like, oh, I have this turn, oh, I have this turn, and then I just, those games. So go for my tanks. I'm just got a tank chain going on right here. He puts his recon in this forest over here, good positioning. He could have put it over here earlier and then would have had vision anyway, but this is a good position for this recon. This forest right here, this forest right here, this forest, etc. This one would be great too. He could have gone to this one even earlier because it did start at this base over here. He could have easily gone to that forest earlier, but I'm a little farther ahead over here than I am down here. This is my weak side typically. There is that forest. It's a little harder for my infantry to reach over there than over here. So you can see I have more infantry presence down here. They're farther away, but I have more of them over here. They're closer to capturing these, so it might work out in the end. Anyway, he gets his chain going, builds his tank, and I go over here. So there's a thought process here. Why did I go here instead of the forest? Number one, I want to see if there's anything on top of that city. There is a cost associated with this. I reveal myself to the recon, but I also have vision. If I go in the forest, the recon could plop itself on the city and I might get trapped. So it was a cost benefit sort of thing going on. It's like, you know, maybe I'll move over here and just check what's going on. But then I make a little DG blunder right here. So I should have my tank covering that infantry. But for some reason, I decided to route to the middle. And he actually, did he see me move over here? He did not see my tank over here. So that was just a blunder on my part. I was really centralizing. I was very paranoid about this property. I wanted to exert pressure in the middle. So I kind of left my infantry undefended, which is, you know, early blunder. I could have easily covered this infantry. And if he attacked, I could have easily killed it off with a tank fighting back. And the infantry maybe, actually before the comp tower, probably would have survived a tank hit plus infantry backfire. But, you know, it's a roll. So a little bit of a blunder on my part. I built an earlier copter because I want to get my unit count up. And so Brasmak right here, he beeps right into me, beep beep, knocks me down to 4. So now I have to retreat. There's no chance I can fight. So I have to go back here, heal up to 7, heal up to 10, because I do heal faster at least. But I have to retreat. I'm probably actually going to go in the forest just to hide back there. So that's a little frustrating. And Brasmak to his credit, day 8, like I said, day 8 to 10, you build the anti-air. That's why. He knows the timings. He's a smart dude. He knows the builds. I will say the recon build is a little weird, but he does know the anti-air build, so I'll give him credit for that. Perfect timing for the anti-air. Really good anticipation by Brasmak. So at this point, I make another mistake right here. I pull back, and I start capping, and I bring my copter over here, I bring my tanks over here, I'm ready. I'm like, you attack me, I'm gonna beat the shit. I got 3 tanks ready, I got a copter coming in, I'm ready to go. I really overreact. He poked me over here, and I was like, what was that? And I like look over there, I get my early artillery because I really want an artillery here, I really want an artillery over here. But then Brasmak, he plays me like a little fiddle over here. He attacks me over here, he pokes me over here. He poked me over here and he poked me over here, and I was not expecting 2 recons on opposite sides of the map. In retrospect, I should have kept this tank probably right over here, so I could have some overlap and kill off this recon afterward, but I just overreacted over there, so it was just a mistake on my part, and I won't really be able to do much because he knows better. He sees the tank over here now. Well, he saw it earlier, actually, from the recon, so he knows there's a tank over there. He retreats wisely. He knows that I extended over there, and I have a force ready to attack him. So smart heads-up play by Mr. Brasmak right there. And now I have nothing over here, so I have to retreat over here. So I had to retreat up there, I have to retreat back down there, and those recons have already paid for themselves. They cost 4k. It cost you an infantry capping earlier on. However, it is having some effect, because he's going to capture this property quite easily, and I'm not going to capture this property quite easily. It's going to take longer. It's going to take me longer to get to the corner over here, where he's going to get the corner quite easily. So that recon is already paying off. But my tanks are well positioned. My copter's well positioned. I have everything in perfect coverage. This copter covers the tank. This tank covers the infantry. The tanks are probably going to go over here. I put this one in the forest because I am retreating over here. The copter does cover from the bottom, so he can attack me from the side over here, but I doubt it. So I feel my positioning's still not that bad. I dare him to attack me with the recon. He actually pulls back and kills me with the infantry, which is an interesting choice. I will attack that infantry for doing that. So he's getting his artillery in position, and since I do not have this captured due to all this pressure, he's going to be able to put an artillery over here probably shortly, and I really need to capture that before my timeline expires, and then I won't have much of a chance. He actually builds 2 anti-air, which is not a bad idea, because this is a 2-base map, like I said. You want to spam your copters, you want to really build up your unit count. Even though I'm spamming air units, I'm still only at 19, so that really shows you the effect of a 2-base map. So I bring my tank down, I need to get some counterplay there. Bring my artillery in, so here is another mistake. So I like the idea behind this. The rule of 3 applies here. If you're going to kill an infantry, or go attack an infantry or a tank or whatever on top of a city, you need at least 3 units. Why do you need 3 units? 2 to kill, 1 to get on top of the city. Now, if I don't have infantry there, if I have just 2 here, easy tank attacks here, tank attacks here, tank attacks here, etc., I lose. Easy. You need 3 because you need something on top of there to not allow that easy terrain advantage. So the idea behind the rule of 3, it really works. I highly recommend it. Sometimes you want rule of 4 or whatever. Typically 3 is fine. Recon, infantry, tank. You typically want one of them to be a tank. Sometimes you go infantry attacks here and the tank goes on top to get that advantage. Not always the infantry has to cap, because the infantry is easier to kill. Like it could, since I killed the infantry, recon plus another infantry, assuming it reaches, will kill me. And the tanks will be able to kill me. However, if I have a tank on there, it will be harder to dislodge that tank because it has 30% defense, and 2 tanks with a comm tower attacking a tank on a city is a roll without the boost. So, a 33% chance at a KO. So, I like the idea behind it. The issue is it doesn't match my macro. My artillery is back here. Assuming I had my artillery here right there, it makes a lot more sense. Move my infantry there, my artillery there, my copter right here. Perfect timing. That would be beautiful. Artillery here, infantry there, copter there. Attack into that at your own peril. However, my artillery pacing is too far behind. I went for the kill too early. I should have prodded him with an infantry attack right there. Just prodded him with an infantry attack. He goes in to attack me. Next turn I attack, put the artillery here, and I'm good as gold. However, I attacked too early. I pounced too early. I felt like I was behind because I was behind over here. I felt like I was behind because I was behind capturing over here. So I felt like I needed to have some counterplay. I went straight for the rule of 3 attack in the middle. And I will get punished for this. And while you're attacking, hell, you need to get some real estate. When you're attacking, you need to be getting some counterplay elsewhere. So this is a distraction. He has to address this. So while he's distracted by that, sneak in some properties. Typically, when I go all in, I need to cap things as well. You need to be synced up. If I waited next turn or go a turn earlier, like for example, if I did not attack here and I just prodded, I probably would not have capped this. I probably would have capped that, but not this, because I want to have an attack going on simultaneously as I capture. Because he needs to address one or the other. Typically, you can't address both. So you typically want to go all in and capture and attack at the same time, catch your opponent off guard, really give them paralysis analysis. Should I stop the cap? Should I stop the attack? How can I do both? Sometimes they are forced to use an anti-air to stop a cap rather than using it to kill a copter, which I love. So maybe this anti-air would be hard pressed to stop this, and then I can attack with a tank, and then the copter runs free. So it's a good idea to have all your units in sync and making sure that you actually have dual purposes going on. So I have this infantry over here also giving me vision, which is nice. I see him sneaking around over there. Heal up my infantry over there. Perfect coverage. Now I got burned over there. So I'm putting in the same part as before. I want to have vision, but I'm not getting burned by this recon again. If he does attack, I will have that tank counterattack over there. But keep in mind, he can do the same thing. He attacks me all over here. I have to counterattack. Then he can attack the recon. He can overload me. Do I address the recon with this tank up here? Do I attack with the tanks down here with the tanks? So if I were him, I would attack with my recon into my infantry, although he cannot see it at this point. So typically, the rule is overload. Overload your opponent, and that's when you really get the game going. So you want to have dual purpose. And I bring my copter to a sweet spot over here. Covers this tank, covers this tank. Beautiful. This is beautiful copter positioning. A lot of people misplay with copters. They reveal the hand. They put it like right here. And maybe it's out of range of the anti-air, great, but you see it with the recon. So I like keeping my copters in the back, as far away from the front line as humanly possible, while also covering. The reason being, I don't want to reveal my hand, and then I push in, and I want to see where his anti-air is first, then I send my copter in. So typically, keep your copters way back in the front line. Don't push them to the front. You don't want to be surprised by an anti-air. They burst through your tanks, and then suddenly your copter's dead. You want to keep your copter way back where you know it's safe, then you reveal your hand. So this recon actually goes... So I didn't understand this at all. I don't know why he attacked me here with this infantry. I would have pulled it back and healed. But he wanted to go for the kill over here. I'm not sure if it was a roll. Maybe it was a roll. But he really wanted to kill my vision right there, which is fine. My tank does not have vision, but I can easily put my infantry over here and kill the recon with the comm tower at this point. So he brings the recon in. Like I said, since I didn't put a tank there and I put an infantry there, a recon plus an infantry could have killed me right there. So maybe I should have attacked with my infantry there rather than tank and plopped a tank right there. Although I think any combination would not work in this situation because my artillery is too far back. My reinforcements are too far back. So he punishes me. Kaplow! 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 Right there. And he takes 3 worth of damage and he inflicts 16 damage. He took 3 damage, inflicted 16. That is an insanely good trade. And this is a 2-base map, so I'm already really far behind. This is similar to a mixed base map, a 2-base map. The games get decided earlier since there is less units. Every battle matters that much more. Every tank battle carries that much more weight because it's going to snowball and it's going to roll in your freaking face. So he brings in his artillery over here. I don't like that move. Like I said, I overloaded, so he's forced to use his artillery to enter my cap over here, which is fine. Luckily for him, I have no full HP real tanks in vicinity of that anti-air. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will be able to reach the anti-air. So actually, it's still a bad move. I would not do that. So, he builds a medium tank too. He techs up. Typically, when you're ahead on income, you want to tech up, really flex your advantage. He knows I haven't captured this yet. He knows I haven't captured this yet. So he's really flexing by building the medium tank right there, which I completely agree with. When you're ahead in income, there's a few things you need to do. Number 1, tech up. Number 2, heal your units. Use that extra income to keep your unit count up. Bring back this 8 HP tank next turn or whatever. If I attack it, bring it back, whatever. Heal it up. Use that extra income to tech up and have more units. Instead of just throwing on the front line, heal them up. Use that extra 1, 2, 3k, whatever. Heal them up. So whenever I'm ahead in income, I go heal mode. Everything gets healed and I'm teching up. That's the rules. 2 things, tech up, heal up. That's all you need to know. Anyway, so I reveal that recon, I go beep beep, kill it myself. Bring my tank in, kaplow. So another thing I could have done right here, copter attacks this tank, tank attacks that tank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Attack this anti-air. Actually, no, copter attacks this tank, tank attacks this tank, kill the tank, or bring the end around in like 2 or 3, And then I'm pretty good right there. So that was a mistake on my part as well. What I do instead is I do a positional play. This is not a great trade. I got a low roll, unfortunately, but I do a positional play. I want to go move the battle up here towards my anti-hero, and I'm going to completely surround it. And I heal up too. Even though I'm behind on income, I'm Rachel. I'm going to heal 3 HP this next turn. He sees my copter. I know he sees it because he has recon over there. So I retreat it back because I saw the anti-air. So I'm playing very defensive now. I want to force him to fight around this anti-air. I could have gone to a brawl over here, but I probably would have lost because he has more tanks than me. And they're much more healthy than my tanks are. Got a 4 HP tank and a 7 HP tank. Not looking too great for me. If I'm Brasmak, I'm withdrawing this 5 HP tank and I'm healing that sucker up. So if I'm Brasmak, I'm feeling pretty damn good. And I have near enough money to tech up, so I have no medium tank. I'm trying to get my unit count back up since I just lost a tank for nothing. And so he kills off my infantry again, Bagoonga. He goes for the cap over there as well. Like I said, while you're attacking, gotta go for the caps. You gotta overload your opponent. He knows my artillery's there. He beeps right into me, reveals. He's really aggressive with the anti-air, and actually I kind of like that, because he's going to lull me into a sense of false security. He's going to have 2 anti-air, so I think, oh, I killed one of them, my copter's free, he can do whatever he wants. And then he reveals the second one, and he murders my copters. So I actually love this move. I typically, anti-air should not be attacking infantry. They should be surrounding, or, have a little bit far off the back line, maybe 2 or 3 spaces behind the front lines, covering all your tanks, covering all your recons, etc. from copter attacks. Or artillery, or copter attacks. But he's really putting on the front line to lull me into a false sense of security, which I really like. If you have 2 anti-air and you're not in the bomber endgame where an anti-air can die in one shot, hell, put the freaking anti-air on the front lines and don't reveal the second one. So here makes a mistake, I remember. He attacks my tank on my HQ. He should have killed off this artillery, because I'm going to withdraw that and heal it up. But if he attacks here, he's going to kill me, sure, at 4 damage, but then I'm going to attack back and do 6, 7 damage. So it's a net negative right there. And I'm going to be attacking from 4 defense to 0 defense from the shoal. So this is a mistake by Brasmak. He's playing pretty damn good so far, but that was just a big mistake on his part. He's going to lose a tank for that. Like I said, he has a net positive in terms of tank damage. He's probably done like 29 damage of tanks, and I've probably done like 11 or 13 or something back. I also do not like this artillery going over here. He should have followed up over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put this bad boy right there. Make all your stuff defended. I mean, I have no counterplay anyway. I have to retreat, but I still like the idea behind withdrawing. Not withdrawing. Bringing your artillery over here. Exerting some pressure. But he's going for the side over here. He's dabbling a bit. He knows he's won convincingly up top. So now he's trying to expand at the bottom. I understand the thought process. And then he builds a missile. Now he's flexing on me. He is demolishing me. He is demolishing me. He has 100,000 in terms of unit value. I have 68,000. I'm very far behind. And he's 5 units up. He's ahead in income, unit value, and unit count. He is winning on all 3 counts. He's doing supremely well. He's in position to capture another thing that I'm going to have trouble stopping the cap. He's going to capture that as well. He's got so much going for him. And he builds a missile. The hubris of it all. He's the cockiness. He's just feeling too good about himself. Maybe that's his thing. I don't know. I would have not built a missile there. Build an anti-air if you really need to. I don't think you even need another anti-air. He's got 2 over here. I would have built probably like a recon or something, and the next turn Neo tank. Hammer me down. Get a cheap recon. Next turn 22k Neo tank. I have nothing for the medium tank. I have nothing for the Neo tank. I would just resign on the spot if I saw a Neo tank at this point in the game. I have 17,000 in income each turn. Probably going to go lower, to be honest. So, well, I mean, not lower yet, but still. Ugh. He would have plowed me right there. And see, he does no damage on the counterattack because I am attacking from this 40% defense right here. He lulled me into the security over here. Like I said, I fell for it. I have my copter. I'm like, I'm free. I'm fine. I attack onto this bad terrain over here because I don't see that many units. I'm like, oh, my copter's free. No worries. Yay. I built more copters. I'm like, yeah, he's only got 1 anti-air. I'm fine. Also, the timing is not great. If he can get a superpower right here, I'm pretty much dead. He's got the timing down. If I could have gotten this last turn, I would have been feeling so much better. Although it probably would have hit over here. Maybe that's why I built the missiles to distract. I don't know. But I would have been so much better position over here if I did not have this timing right there. Like, he's going to get a superpower before me, most likely. So he kills off my artillery first off. He's going to kill my copter quite easily. He actually attacks his tank into sack to get some charge. Notice at the beginning of the turn, he is higher in unit count or unit value than I am. That's a terrible sign. I mean, he has no idea at the time because it is fog. But looking in retrospect, Bagoonga! And he's so close to the superpower, he's easily going to get it if he even tries slightly. And he will, and he gets it. Well, first he goes infantry. And then Typhoon comes in, and it gets even worse. Ooh, boy. Yeah. So now I'm down. So this artillery had no idea what it was doing. It should have gone up here at the beginning. He would have got a shot off on this tank over there, or on this tank over here. Instead, he kind of went, and his back to where he started before. Now he's in a forest over here, seemingly. So I didn't quite understand that. But he is just demolishing me. Just look at these numbers right here. He's near double. And I'm still attacking in. I should probably retreat here, but I'm like, ugh, I need some counterplay. I need to get my power. I need to get my power. Attack. Like, I just look at all these little slops just coming in. Look at these little slops tanks. I'm like, this guy, I gotta go. I gotta go. Like, I'm just fighting into this, and I don't even use my power. Because I expected him to have some sort of infantry ball, some sort of distraction. So I wanted to save my power for another turn. Make him hold the infantry ball for longer, really make him mess up his build orders and make him hold all his units in a certain spot for a longer period of time. In this instance, it actually kind of worked a little bit better, I think. So here's a medium tank that I have nothing to address. Notice the only thing that can address this medium tank is his artillery, and it's way out of position. This battlecopter will do 2 damage to it, that's about it. These tanks will do nothing to this medium tank. So I have literally no answer at all. I don't have enough funds to build my own medium tank, really, or my own Neo tank for that matters. Actually, I can build my own medium tank. He actually withdraws his medium tank. I would have definitely attacked into this tank right here. He's playing very conservative. I think it's because of the power, or my superpower. He expected if he attacked here, then I would have a counterplay using my covering fire. So holding on to my covering fire in this instant actually paid off. I mean, he builds up some power charge without me getting anything in return, which is always frustrating, but in this instance, I think it was worth holding on to my covering fire. He builds the Neo tank now, and that is going to be the hammer on the coffin. I don't know it's there yet, but that's going to be the hammer on the coffin. So, not looking good for me. It's looking actually quite terrible. So now I use my covering fire. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. And actually hits the Neo tank, which is nice. So this does quite a decent amount of damage. This one over here, I mean, it hits 2 infantry. Typically, covering fire hits capping infantry. I think they count as 2 infantry instead of 1 infantry if they're capping. So if you have 2 infantry capping, it counts as 4. So typically, the missiles are going to hit your... So it could have hit this mech over here in infantry. If this was not capping, it would have hit over here because the mech has more value. However, since it's capping, it counts as 2 infantry. Just throwing that out there. So now my tanks come in, kaplow, kaplow. And I don't know why I attacked from down here rather than up there. I probably should have attacked from up there. It's a little easier to get around. Now it's in range of this medium tank, so that was a little strange on my part. I'm not entirely sure why I did that. Healing up my units, revealing the artillery over there. I'm kind of desperate. I kind of make a little blunder here. I'm allowing a free kill over here from a tank attacking to me on top of the HQ. Kind of the same mistake that Brasmak made. So a little dumb on my part, but I'm desperate, man. I'm losing. It's not going great. At the end of the turn, I will have like equal value, which is quite terrible. So Brasmak comes in, kapow, kills my tank in 1 hit. Kapow, kills my tank another hit. Murders my infantry over here, so I'm not getting this corner. I have not gotten that corner. I'm nowhere near getting this corner, actually. Brings his missile in. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know about it. Brings his 9 HP Neo tank in. Doing a pretty decent job. Builds another, so he really overestimated my air presence. I mean, I have 2 copters, but he has 2 anti-air and the missiles. Like, if you're gonna buy missiles, this 12k, don't buy 2 other anti-air, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make that much sense. So, anyway, I pull back, I sense something is amiss, I see the medium tank, I have nothing to address this medium tank, so I literally have to buy either 2 artillery this turn, or another artillery, or my own medium tank. I think I opt for my own medium tank this turn, just because... Oh, I forgot. I combined my copters because I'm desperate. I'm like, you know, I could build my own medium tank, but no, I want a Neo tank. I want to catch that medium tank off guard on a road, on a plane, and like one-shot it or bring it down to 1 HP, 2 HP. That is my hope. I'm so far behind, I need to get some free damage done and then get away with it. I need to do 16k in damage and get away with it, and then I'm back in the game. That is my thought process. So I don't want to have equal trades. I don't want to have medium tank versus medium tank. I want to have a Neo tank attacking his medium tank and him getting caught off guard. So that's why I combine my two copters. I don't really like joining units that much on 2-base maps. I typically like healing things up rather. But in this instance, I am desperate. I am losing badly in all accounts of the game. Income, unit count, unit value. I need to do it. And look at the end of the turn. He has more unit value than me. At the end of the turn, at my turn, he has more unit value than me. That is insane. Just like, most people would have resigned at this point. I think I wanted to resign, but I just kept going because I didn't want to lose like 50 points to a 1200 player if I'm 1450. So I was stubborn. Brings his Neo tank in. He's playing very non-aggressive though, even though he's the lead. I don't know why he's playing so conservatively. He's not really punishing me for having his income advantage. I guess he had the idea that, hey, I'm ahead in income. I can sit back and I can chill. And while that does work a lot of the time, you still, like, he destroyed me. It's not just the income. He's beating me in army. He's beating me in unit composition. He's beating me in unit count. Like, push your advantage if you have all three of those. If you just have the income, sure, sit back and chill. But if you're winning on all three counts, you should be destroying me. He's just playing very conservative. This is where the people that say, oh, the Deej's name, he's good. I have to play very conservative. It kind of like snapped in Brasmak's head halfway through the game, or a little further than halfway. Oh, spoiler alert. But this conservative mindset really comes in when people are playing higher level players, which I'm fine with. And now I love my positioning. I try to get at least one of these two so I can actually get equal income. I have my artillery in the glorious forest right there. That is your artillery's dreams. It wants to go in that forest. It wants to camp out. It wants to have a nice little celebration in that forest. So I'm very happy. I block it off. You can reveal it, but you can't kill it. You're not gonna be able to go around on the back there. So this is beautiful right here. Nice little line right here. I can put my copter over here, probably make a perfectly little nice line. And I still have no idea about that stupid little missile. So he goes in, he kills my infantry, he caps himself. He reveals over there, he stops my cap, which is frustrating. But I will get some nice hits off with my artillery. And he reveals his medium tank, which I've seen actually already, but I have not seen the Neo tank yet. Bring my infantry back, free tank kill right there. I go for the corner cap. I go for the city control. I attack the recon rather than the tank because I'm killing the tank with the other one. Bring my Neo, hiding in the back, just like the copter. Let him come to me. Oh, this little medium tank attacks me on the city. Boom, the Neo tank comes in, brings him down to 2 HP, 3 HP, 1 HP. So I'm just waiting. You don't want to reveal your hand too early. A lot of people get antsy. Oh, show my medium tank and back off. That'll teach him. No. You let him get a false sense of security. Then you smack him in the face. You don't punch someone in the face like, you sucker punch him. You catch him off guard. Hey, what's that? Boom. We're not playing a clean fight over here. This is Advanced Wars. We're not fighting the trenches anymore. We're fighting dirty tactics. We're fighting some chlorine gas. We're fighting some nukes and stuff. Whatever wins, wins. I don't give half a shit. We're playing dirty. I'm not revealing my hand. I'm waiting till they get false sense of security, then I'm striking. You're not gonna win a war playing cleanly. This isn't the 1400s anymore. We're not playing cleanly in war. You wanna win a war, you gotta play dirty. You wanna play Advanced Wars, you gotta play dirty. So that's how it is. Anyway, I'm a little reckless with this copter over here for no reason. He's gonna murder me. So that was dumb. So I got a little too cocky, and I built another Neo tank. I was like, F it, I need some counter. I gotta build Neo tanks. I'm lower on income, but F it, I'm building Neo tanks. When in doubt, Neo tank it out. That's all I gotta say. Reels my copter over there, or my infantry over there. He goes all in. He sees my Neo tank, reveals my artillery, brings his Neo tank into my artillery range, but he will be able to punish me right there. Baganga. Murders my infantry in the corner. I still have no idea about this missile. It hasn't done shit, to be perfectly honest. And but he has this Neo tank right here without artillery support, and I can get a hit from a city on it. So I'm feeling pretty good. And I really considered using my Lucky Lass right here. Lucky Lass, Neo tank could go for a one-shot. My tanks can actually attack that medium tank with a Lucky Lass. I really considered a Lucky Lass, but I was like, it's too much luck-based. I really want to win. I don't want to risk it and then like I really win hard or I really lose hard. I want to really... I'm starting to feel better. Like I'm 2k behind. My unit count is still shit. I'm behind... Well, actually, I'm I'm actually not that close at all. I'm still losing really badly. But I don't know. I didn't want to use a Lucky Last, so I didn't. Bring my tank in. Heal up my units like I said he liked to heal. Neotank on Neotank violence. 5-8. You know, usually it'd be a 4-8. So I got another bad roll, but whatever. I didn't choose to attack the medium tank, rather opting for the medium tank, the Neotank instead. And I got boned up the bone hole this turn because he's going to get the superpower before me again. Imagine me getting the superpower here and really blowing these to smithereens. Unfortunately, he's going to get the tsunami. It's going to rain. It's going to inflict some pain. He can bring this down to a 6. He's going to be able to kill me with the medium tank. So really bad timing. Just another bad unlucky turn of events. And actually, what I do over here, I'm like, you know what? I'm not allowing it. No more of that bullshit. I'm getting my power first. So I sack some units. I use my covering fire. Badoomba. And unfortunately, it doesn't even attack the medium tank. But it does murder all of these units over here. So this Neotank, I didn't really want to hit anyone. I want to hit things on the front line. I'm not going for damage in terms of numbers. I'm going for damage on the front lines when I'm typically going for covering fire. Covering fire on the front lines is a lot more important because if I damage that, sure, it's going to charge him 4,400. Great, but then it's going to take 3, 4, 5 turns to get to the front line, so it doesn't even matter anyway. So I like that it hit the medium or the Neotank, but I did not like that it didn't hit the Neotank. So not feeling too great right now, but it's still fighting over here. Uses its Typhoon, and I'm actually ahead in some unit counts and stuff, or in unit value, but not anymore. Immediately murdered. Medium tank comes in, punishes me right here. Oofa. And he's got a nice, I kind of like this mech. I mean, you build one of these T-copters, you might as well just start spamming mechs. So I'm kind of liking these mechs. They haven't really done anything, but I like the idea behind it. I think he's been mispositioning his mechs. I think they could have done a lot more damage if they were closer to the front lines. I'm not entirely sure what they were. Like this one over here should probably have been like pushed up here in support, but it kind of took a little longer. Anyway. So in the rain, you retreat. That is my motto. In the rain, you retreat. I'm not fighting into any of this bullshit. He captures the property, so now I thought I was clawing back. I wasn't. Now he's had 4K rather than 2K. Now it's looking even worse than before. I thought it couldn't get worse. I thought I turned the tables. I thought I finally had some things going in my favor, but now it's just looking bad on all accounts. He's murdering me on all accounts. You can heal up his units. Like I said, you're ahead. You heal up your units. Very strange unit combination. Recon plus anti-air killing me over here. Luckily for him, I have nothing to address this. So he gets a free kill. He's going to capture this property. My infantry is weak over here, so I can't even recapture anything at 8 HP. The full HP Neotank's coming in. He builds 2 tanks. So my idea right now is, okay, I saw this bullshit going on over here, so I got to go up here. I got to do something up there. Like, there's got to be some sort of counterplay. I'm behind 4K. Ugh. So I bring, well, actually, what do I do here? I don't even remember. So I bring my Neotank over there. I kind of just pull down the fort. Mostly center presence. I don't overreact to that. I bring a couple tanks to address it, but I don't overreact. Early on in the game, he punished me with a lure. He attacked me with a recon up here, and I went all in over the recon, and then he attacked me over here. This time, I have a commensurate response. I'm not going all out and attack over here. I'm going to wait and see what his other attacks are. What are his plans? I'm not going to overreact. Put my hand on the stove. I got burned. I'm not going to get burned again. Burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice, I'm dead. So I'm not letting that happen. So, brings his Neotank. Now he's doing a front shift at the bottom. He has enough intel. I don't have a recon down there, unfortunately. I have this recon over here, so I see some shits moving around over there behind the scenes. And actually, I'm going for this cap over here, and I'm going to get it. There's no way to stop it. I actually sacrificed my Neotank. It's on a road, but I do have an artillery support, so if he does attack Neotank to my Neotank, I will be okay. I have no idea where his units are, though. I don't know the Neotank is over here. It's been slinking in the shadows smartly. He has it slinking. You don't want to reveal your hand. It's all about psychological games. So I get my recon because my vision is shit. Typically, like I said earlier, there's not many mountains on this map. You want to have a lot of recons. I need at least 2 recons at all times, ideally. He's got 1 recon, 2 recon, 4 recons. Brasmak loves his recons, and it's actually working quite well for him, so I can't fault him for that. And the turn ends again. Behind in unit value. 30,000 in unit value. I'm behind at the end of the turn. Whoop-de-doo-dah, zippity-yay. So now he's capping my property. Neotank comes in. Thankfully for him, my artillery is right out of range, but this is reckless. Bring in your recon first. He got way too crazy here. Yes, you're winning. That's great. But bring in your other recon to reveal over here. He sees 2 tanks, but you have no idea what's behind it. So just a reckless move by this Neotank. And he also doesn't have Neotank backup right here. It's not in range of this Neotank, so that's actually a blunder. And will I be able to exploit it? Tune in next time. But I get my property. Okay, we're down 2k. Take a deep breath. We're down 10 units. That's shit. We're down, you know, a lot of 40,000 in unit value. That's shit. But we're only behind 2k. That's we're gonna get there. I gotta get this corner property, then we'll be tied. Get the corner property, we'll be tied. That is my MO right there. I'm like, get that damn corner property. Copter comes in, bakunga. Neotanks comes in, boom. And there's no counterplay. No artillery. No Neotank. That's right. He blundered that baby right there. And I will even be able to interrupt the cap. He did all this stuff in order to get the cap. He's got beep beep number 1 and beep beep number 2 and the Neotank. Doesn't matter how many beeps you got, I'm going to get beep in there, boy. And even my infantry tried to get in on the fun, but he just kind of sucks a fat one. And then I put my artillery there, and I'm feeling really good. I'm like, I got a free Neotank kill, basically. Am I back in this game? Hell yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. I've captured this property. I'm even attacking a tank into a copter. Let's go. Deej is back on the menu, baby. And then disaster strikes. Even at 8 HP, this actually was in range. I could have attacked from the road. Maybe that would have been wiser. But I did want to have extra defense from this plane. So the Neotank did have coverage, unfortunately for me. But I had this artillery, so I'm like, I'm fine. No worries. But then the copter dies. And my artillery dies. And my Neotank starts to get gangbanged. My other copter dies. My Neotank is trapped and dead. Kills off my infantry. And a tsunami comes in. Just randomly, I don't even know why he used it, but he did. Maybe he was afraid of the corner over here. And then he kills off my tank. Although he sees this right here. Why is he? Oh, yeah. Boonga. And this is the turn. I was like, fuck this game. I'm over. I resign. I learned a lot. But no, I didn't give up yet. Okay, so my Neotank comes in. I go for the corner. Now I have a covering fire. That's why. I have a covering fire. So I'm like, you know what? Boom, 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 boom. Neotank, you're great. I'm going to nuke everyone around you, though. So I saw that, and I was like, okay. I have a chance. Need to get that comm tower back. My tanks just love attacking copters this game. I have no idea why, but they're going feisty. They're going multiple feists. I go for the cap over there. Rather than killing the tank, I really want to have my income. So I bring my my artillery forward. He attacks my Neotank right there. I don't have artillery anymore, so he gets a nice little trade right there. My Neotanks are dying. 1 HP over here, 3 HP over there. Just murdering my units. He has a secret little shit in the corner over here. James Bond in the corner. Dan, 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 dan. That's, I don't know what the James Bond song is anymore. It's dan, 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 dan. That's the song now. Anyway, heals up his units as he should since he's ahead. Only 2k though. And I might be able to sneak this property. Actually, I probably will be able to sneak this property. So actually, I'm not completely dead, but I'm pretty much dead. You know, there's measures of death. So I heal up my Neotank, I full back. And I actually survive. And he attacks in the middle, brings his artillery in a wimpy position. He's been wimpy with his artillery positioning. I don't like Brasmak's artillery position. I think he has great anti-air positioning, great timings with his anti-air, great copter positioning. I like the recon ideas, but his artillery positioning has been really bad. His missiles position, his indirect positioning has been really bad. If I'm Brasmak, I would probably want to go back into my reviews and I want to look at my indirect positioning. I want to look at the indirect positioning of my opponents and learn from that. That's just a point of growth, of learning. So Brasmak, if you're watching this video, I recommend you look into better positioning your your artillery and your rockets and missiles. And he builds a rocket. Speaking of indirects, he builds a rockets here. He's the hubris. He's feeling cockiness. He's like, killed Deej's Neotank over here. I brought this one down to 3. I'm just gonna beat this shit out of this guy. I'm gonna go nuts on him. I'm gonna meme it up, beam me up. Brings his copter over there. Sees the anti-air. That's fine. Brings his missiles in there. I still have no idea this missile even exists. It's existed for like 10 turns now. We're at day 25. This game is a slog. And you don't want to slog versus Drake or Rachel. It's just sloggy, you know, it's like a, I don't even know where I'm going with that, so I'm going to stop. But, so, I see him in the middle, and I fight, and I actually get the corner property. We are tied. We are tied in income. Thank the Lord, I have a shot now. Like, I was bleeding, like, income before, but we are tied now. So I just need to hope he misplays. So I'm waiting for a misplay, and then he makes one. Notice, medium tank comes in for that attack. He has coverage from the Neotank, sure, but it's weak Neotank. And my Neotank's going to be 9 HP, not 8 HP, because I am Rachel. And I needed this attack right here, so what I do? I take full advantage. Bring my infantry forward. I need to get these artillery into the forest. I need to get that property, and then I can actually get income advantage, which I have maintained now. I have income advantage. After all that BS, I have income advantage. We are back in it. Neotank comes in, free kill, baby. Free kill. He can attack me from a shoal. He can attack me from a road, but I have 9 HP. He'll have 7 HP. It's not going to be a great trade for him. Hell, I can even bring a copter in as support, which I do, like I said, barely covering my Neotank. You have the copters in the back. You don't shove them in the front where the recons can see it, where the tanks can see it. You hold your cards in your hand. You're playing poker. You don't bleed your damn hand. You hold it in the back, and at the end you're like, double aces, bitch. And then you take all the pile in the middle, you know? That's how you play poker. So, don't reveal your damn hand, son. Although the missiles hasn't been revealed either, but I don't think that's proper. So yeah, he doesn't even attack my Neotank. He just got away with murder. He literally came in there, get a coup de grace or whatever, the grace de goose, the gob, foie gras, you know, like whatever. And anyway, I'm sneaking this little boy in here. I'm a guy income advantage. F it, I'm sneaking that bad boy in there. We're good. James Bond in the corner, he ain't got shit. It's gonna take him 10 turns to cap that shit. I'm sneaking over here, boy. And how are you gonna get me? And I love this little 1 HP tank. It's like the 1 HP recon. It's just there for vision. That's all it's there for. Blocking, vision. It's not gonna attack anything for the rest of the game. He's just there for vision. Pull my Neotank back. Bring my units forward. Build another Neotank. Neotanks have been serving me well this entire game. I'm not gonna stop Neotanks. However, Brasmak has some ideas. He has no idea this artillery is here. He should know at this point that I've been abusing this forest for artillery. And Brasmak, he only spends 5k. Where's this little boy scheming? I don't know why he's a little boy, but in my head he's a little boy. What's this little boy scheming? 5k. Interesting. He's already bought missiles. He's already bought rockets. I think there's one other unit you can buy that's a bit nutty, if you know what I mean. If you're going half nut, you might as well go full nut. It sounds like something sexual, but it's not. Or maybe it is, I don't know. He's going full nut. He's going full nut. And I'm going for the corner over here, and there's another freaking James Bond in the corner over there. What the hell are you doing, little Mang's shit? Mang's infantry? What are you doing, boy? Although he's not killing himself. I mean, it's working out, I guess, the little James Bond boy. So I'm pulling back. Now that I have the income advantage, I'm just prodding him. I'm like, yeah, come attack me. Boom, 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 boom. I'm waiting for that Neotank to come back, and I'm going to burn him with fire if he does. Keep my copters in the back, like I was saying all game. Don't reveal them. Keep my Neotank back. Don't reveal it. He doesn't know I have 2 Neotanks. He thought both of them died in the Great Fire of 1939. No, they're still alive. And I got Munmuns now. I got 3k income advantage. I'm fighting for a 4k income advantage right now. Not revealing my hand. But Brasmak has a few tricks up his sleeve. He's going to try to smack me with his little brass smack way. He built a Neotank. He's starting to shift. He's doing a front shift. Although it's a half-assed front shift, if you ask me. I probably wouldn't even went a little bit further over there than this. But he's doing a half-assed front shift. I also do not like capping with the mech because it's harder to join cap. He doesn't have any mechs in range, so I won't be able to join cap when I do damage him. So he's not going to be able to capture that because I'm not going to allow it. But there's no way in hell I'm allowing that to be capped. James Bond got murdered in the corner over there, as he always should be. GoldenEye. Murdered. Anyway, so I'm doing my typical build over here. He's front shifting. Now he captures the actual infantry as he should. Shifts everything over there. Now he builds 3 Canlin. He's saving up for some other shit over here. Okay, got his Neotanks. Now we're equal. We have 2 Neotanks and a medium tank. I have 2 Neotanks. Man, oh, so he has more beefy units than I do. But I'm probably going to build another Neotank. I got 23,000. Neotanks have been doing me so well. Probably build another Neotank, to be perfectly honest. I've just been loving it up. Neotanks, man. They're keeping me in the game. And look now. Unit advantage. Income advantage. Unit count. How did that happen? Well, let's a turn in review. We're at day 31. It all started, little operation over here to get income advantage. It all started killing off this medium tank for free, so the first thing got me income advantage. The second thing got me unit count advantage, also unit count advantage and unit value advantage. But now we're day, oopsie doodles. Where are we anyway? Oh, we're here. Day 30. So, sorry if there's a sneak peek there. So I bring my artillery down a little exposed. They're both on roads. You know what they say about roads and chodes, or maybe you don't. Maybe I don't. No one actually knows. No one knows what I'm saying. Anyway, he brings his ABC over here, but he sees the tank. He wanted so badly to go in that forest, but I'm like, nah. Go over there, boy. Get in line, brute. And he's still attacking to this, even though he knows my artillery is most likely there. I'm keeping this for the rest of the game. Like, these goose can move around over here, but I'm going to keep that one over there. I'm not allowing this to cap. Now he's kind of dabbling a bit. Actually, he's moving. He abandoned this. He attacked with the tank first. I don't like that. I would have put his recon to attack or get some intel first, but the tank is a sacrifice. It attacks into that, and the rest moves over here. He wants to capture this back. He wants to capture this back. He wants to capture this back, and if he does, he'll probably win. And he does have a lot of units, and he builds a mega tank. This Brasmak man is nutty. He's a nut. He's a big old nut. He nuts for nuts. He's nuts for nuts. Anyway, no, I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, so I front shift too. I see all that shit over there. Like I said, I have good recons. I have a recon here, a recon here. Recons are critically important in this game. I have a recon over here, and I'm gonna capture this over here most likely. I'm slowly picking up 1 property, 2 properties, 3 properties. I'm slowly just whittling away that property advantage. And he's not gonna be able to interrupt this, I don't think. Or maybe he will if he sacrifices his Neo Tank, but I have a Neo Tank in range. Like I said, not revealing my hand. My Neo Tank isn't right here, like, or right here. No, it's right here. If you attack into that recon, which I see this Neo Tank, I'm barely in range to fight back. The key of this whole match, keep your heavy units back, keep your copters back, don't reveal your hand. Keep the mysteriousness in the game. That's how you win Advance Wars. People in this game, they lose so often. They show their whole hand. You know where their units are, you know their unit composition, and you can adjust. You don't reveal that shit like I see these Neo-Tanks over here. He doesn't see my Neo-Tanks. Mine are all hidden. His are all revealed. His medium tank is revealed. He is not hiding his heavy units. I am hiding my heavy units. He has no idea where a single one of my copters is. He can't see a single copter. He can't see a single heavy unit. That is where I'm outplaying him. I am holding back the information. So, he attacks in. Like I said, he has no intel, so he's like, F it, I'm going in. I'm attacking him. Yeah, let's go. Woo! But he doesn't know. And now he sees my Neo tank. He's like, oh, that was there? Oh, that's not good. Okay. Now this finally goes over here. Rockets them. He's going all in now. And I don't know why this Neo tank went over the shoal over here. I would have liked to see it better, like on this plane, on this comm tower. I don't know why he's back at this weird little shoal over here. It covers the medium tank, but also like, you can cover the medium tank from this comm tower. It covers the medium tank and it covers these units. So I don't really like that shoal play by the Neo tank. It doesn't make much sense. And he has his mega tank and he uses a typhoon, which does a lot of damage to me, which is actually, it justifies the attack a little bit. He stops the cap over here. Wanted to do the attack so he could get the typhoon and stop that cap. And he base skips. He double base skips. I don't know if he forgot. I don't know if he wants another mega tank and he's just saving up a shit ton of money. Not sure entirely why he base skipped here. But I'm going to murder that Neo tank. I'm just going to murder it. And covering fire comes in. Triple hit. Boom, 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 bam. Boom, 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 bam. Maybe that's why he put his Neo tank. Oh, maybe he put the Neo tank over here rather than here because then I would have hit this rocket tank, Neo tank. So the positioning was probably the idea behind that Neo tank right there. Not getting hit by covering fire. But I'm not going all out. I'm not going balls to the walls with my balls out. But and I don't see the Neo tank yet. And then suddenly I see this rocket. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell is this doing? How long have you had a rocket for? And then he attacks into me. Boom, boom, attacks my copter. Neck finally gets a hit off. Kills my Neo tank. He's getting a strong counterattack. This is wonky though. I would not do that. Don't recommend that. And that missile hasn't done shit this entire game. The missile hasn't attacked one single unit this entire game. Think about that. It was built like day 12, 13, 14. Stay 33, man. That's why you never buy missiles. I don't care if it's fog. I don't care if it's standard. Only time you buy missiles? Airport lock. That's it. That's it. No other reason. You build a fighter, you build an anti-air, no other. You build a pipe runner. I don't give a shit. You don't build a damn missile. Ugh. I don't really like this little cluster cluck going on over here. I don't know why he's killing the copter so much. Just bring your damn anti-air missiles up here and try to get some usage. Bring it up. This missile better move. Just move that shit up. It's not even doing anything. It's sucking funds. It's a vampire. It's sucking everything up. Luckily for me, I'm sucking all this funds over here. I'm like, look at now, 5K. There's nothing over here. There's literally nothing. And that's why you have the recons. You have the intel. He has got nothing. Which is good for me and bad for me because he has everything over here and I do have a token force. So he outnumbers me over here. We have similar unit advantage or unit count. We have similar unit value. However, half my army or 1/3 of my army is down here. Whole force is over there. But will I be able to break through and get to that rocket? You know how the DG can do stuff. So, a reveal. I want to see what's going on. I finally see the missile. Day 33, I finally see the missile for the first time in the entirety of the match. That's how bad it is. I'm like, can I break through? No. I don't think I can. Actually, I do. Okay, never mind. I changed my mind. And now I see the missile, and I see the mega tank, and I see the rocket. And I'm like, okay, this is some wonky ass shit going on. Now it's just a brawl. Luckily for me, this can only hit one copter. He's got one copter to hit this copter. No anti-air though. So he's short on anti-air. He over-relied. Early on, he had too many anti-air. Now he's over-reliant on that missile. So let's see how that works out for him. But he will have to counterplay right here. He's going to get the cap. Mega Tank murders that tank easily. Gets the cap over there. Murders off the first copter. Finally pays for itself slightly, but not really because it's been damaged. It's probably healed up 4K in damages. Maybe it's probably like 16, 17K spent. And it finally did what? 7K to that copter. So, pretty bad. Now he's double meching it, which is, I don't freaking know. He's got a APC, he's got a T-copter. He's getting wild. As the longer the game goes on, the wilder Brasmak is getting, for the better or worse. But now it's starting to look really good for me. I'm feeling pretty feisty. I consolidate my position. I'm ahead in income, so I don't have to go too crazy. I'm not going to go, oh, attack the Neotech. No, I'm just chilling. Get my artillery in position, get some easy trades over here. I see the Mega Tank, and I have nothing to address the Mega Tank. So I decide to save up for my own Mega Tank by building 2 infantry and a copter. He's going for the corners. He's going to get the corner most likely. But he's healing up his units. He builds 2 anti-airs. Like I said earlier, he was too short on anti-airs. Now he's going a little overzealous with the anti-airs. Now I'm going to get this property as well unless he pops a Typhoon, which I wouldn't recommend at this point in the game. You're going to want to hold on, or Tsunami or Squall or whatever the hell you want to call it. You're going to want to hold on to that at this point in the game. Because you're going to get less and less powers as the game goes on. The cost is going to increase. So the more you spam it, the more costly it's going to be. And I'm not going to be using any... I'm not going to be advocating for a cop. No, you want to have a strong scop. I don't agree with that sack right there. But now he's being very passive. Notice now he's being passive. He was super aggressive before when he had the income advantage. But now when he has the income denied, he's very passive, which I do not agree with. You're just going to allow me to consolidate my advantage. So now I'm ahead 7K. And I'm going for 8K, baby. So I'm feeling pretty damn good. I'm like, you know what? I can build my own Mega Tank. I build my own Mega Tank next turn too. We're going good, baby. So Brasmak's like, you know what? All in. All in. And I'm happy to go all in. I'm ready. I'm going for this cap over here, like I said. Little token force over here. I see both Mega Tanks. He reveals his heavy units on the front of the line. Hammering that home. Don't reveal your heavy units. Don't reveal them. I see them here. I know I'm safe down here. So, that's what you get for revealing them. But now, Recon comes in. Mega Tank comes in. Super reckless, man. Super reckless. I mean, my Mega Tank is not in position, but he's going crazy over here. That second one's not even doing shit. He's balls to the wall. Balls to the wall. And then I do something I never do. Well, first the cap. Then I go for the other cap. I reveal everything. Like I said, I don't attack with my heavy units first. I don't attack my tanks first. I let my recon come in. I see what's going on. I use the lucky lass. We're pretty much equal on unit value. And I'm ahead on unit count. And I'm dominating in unit advantage. But lucky last, I saw the mega tank. My mega tank isn't in position. I'm like, lucky last it up, bitch. Boom! 4 damage. That's a lot of damage to a mega tank. That's a great roll right there. What is that? 28,000 to build a mega tank. 5,600. 1,000. 11,200 in damages right now to that mega tank. 11,000, pretty much. Boom! And I murder the other one with the Neo tank. Boom! Another copter comes in. Boom! Do another 1 damage. Low roll that time. You know, karma. Neo tank comes in. Boom! Kill off the anti-air. Boom! Kill off the copter. Or the recon. Kill off the APC. Bye-bye rocket. Bonk. Even the recon gets in. 3 damage. Not bad. Not bad. And that's just a wipe right there. 80,000 in damages. And Brasmak resigns. Double amount of units. Pretty much double the amount of unit value. I'm nearing double the income value. 1 more property, I'm pretty much near double. And that's how you turn a completely lost game into a dominating win. However, I will say there was a lot more misplays on Brasmak's part towards the end than there were great plays by me. You know, there was a combination. I played the beginning so poorly. Like, if you go to the beginning, I thought I was going to resign multiple times. Number 1, right about here, I thought about resigning. Luckily, the covering fire saved my ass. Thought about resigning right. Honestly, the game was over, like, here. But then, for some reason, he retreated while using a Typhoon, which doesn't make sense to me. And he also attacked my my tank that was on the HQ right here. I didn't like that as well. But it really came down to, I picky-pecked at him. I pecked him like a bird. Yeah, you can clip that. And I go for these properties slowly but surely, the income advantage. Chipping away. Just chipping away at his income advantage. Don't worry about the unit count. Not worrying about the unit value. Just chipping away at the income. 1 thing at a time. 1 thing at a time. Letting him overextend over here. He's overextended over here. He let his Neo tank out of position on this road for some reason. Basically, he's waiting for him to blunder. I'll be honest with y'all. I was waiting for him to blunder, and it worked out in my favor this time. You're not typically going to have this. I just want to let you guys know that blundering is possible, and maybe you coax your opponent into blundering. The blunder building the missiles, the blunder building the rockets, the blunders moving his artillery. Like I said, he really misplayed his indirect units. Brasmak, he played well other than that for the most part, I would say. He had a really good early game. I liked the double recon, but the indirects were just not essential. Missiles didn't do shit till the end. Rocks didn't do shit at all. Artillery really didn't do much either. I don't even know how many artillery hits he got off. Like, they just weren't effective. They weren't in good force. They weren't well positioned. I could break through most of the time to reach them. Just our indirect play was not on fleek, as the little kids say these days. And then, I love this turn. This is when I began to have hope. I was like, free medium tank kill? Count me in. And he had nothing. The rockets wasn't in position. 7 HP Neo tank is not well positioned either. So, it was a wild game. Like I said, a few things you need to learn. Recon positioning. Overloading your opponent. Go for caps the turn you attack. Overload. Hide your important units. Hide the copters. Hide the teched up units. Don't reveal where they are in the map. Let your opponent guess, because they will guess wrong half the time. So you want to keep that hidden. Don't build wonky ass shit like rockets and missiles. That's it. You follow those rules, you're good as gold. Anyway, that was a wonky ass game. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys were thoroughly entertained. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.